Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre, the old Git reacts, reviews, and off times, reminisces. So, death metal. I've said before, I'll probably say it again to future junctures, that when it comes to death metal, I prefer the murky side of death metal, or death metal that is sort of mashed in with black metal or what have thee. And so the more sort of, I won't say traditional, but the more death metal doesn't really get a look in my listening schedule, but there's always exceptions, as I always say, and Drawn and Quartered do meet that criteria. It may be they're on the Cruciator label, where I found quite a bit of death metal ish stuff that I like. I mean, Miserist and Autocrator, they're on the murkier side, but this is far brighter death metal than they are, and I found myself quite enjoying it. So let's have a listen to The Age of Ignorance from this lot, shall we? Well, so if ever you needed a wakey call, the beginning of this song is the perfect method for doing so. That will certainly drag the lazy bastards out of the beds if you play this as them. So there is lightning and thunder here, and I mean, I said this is a brighter sound than Miserist and Autocrator. It certainly is, but it's not shiny stuff, much as the those solos blaze. And it struck me, let me listen to it more before I make this, because I might change my mind halfway through, but nonetheless, you'll be on the edge of your seat, I imagine, now, wanting to hear what the rest of this sounds like. Gotta love it when it kicks up again, but for me, who always bemoans slower sections in fast music, I can't complain there, because there is moment and there's a drama there, and there's a ramping of emphasis. You sort of under no illusion that that this is going to fly off again. It reminds me a little bit of an arsonist on the loose. They've set the blaze at the very beginning, and in that section there, they are setting feeder fires, and I suspect now they're going to be chucking petrol bombs into the mix as well. solos. I hate to bang the same old drum because I say this every time when this sort of thing occurs. I don't like solos much, but again, I mean this solos, or at least lead guitar or riffs fly in and out of this all the time. But that sort of solo there, if you like, quite enjoyed because it was kind of conversational, even conspiratorial to a degree. If we're going to go on that sort of, this is a crime spree in motion, then this is the offenders sort of expressing what they're going to do to each other. They're not whispering either, they're shouting each other about it. So there you go. That was busy, wasn't it? Very busy. There was plenty going off there, and it sort of ripped you new on every so often. So if your adrenaline levels are low or need a bit of a spark, listen to that, because that'll have you bouncing about for sure. And not only that, I mean, sometimes that sort of death metal played in that way has a lot of the superfluous about it, but that was intelligently composed in a way to sort of balance things perfectly. And even such as me, who would prefer that ripping lead guitar to have sort of warp speeded it to the very end, appreciated the drop in emphasis at the end, the lead out, if you will, because it had that compositional quality about it, which meant I wasn't disappointed by the fact it did sort of lose a bit of emphasis towards the end. A deliberate loss of emphasis, part of the composition, of course. So there you go. I'm not stuck in my ways. I am quite happy to embrace aspects of genres that aren't my immediate go-to, and when it's pervaded in that particular fashion, I've got no excuse but to enjoy it, really. Anyway, clicky bollocks, catch you all next time. Cheerio.